Hey guys, welcome back. So in this particular video, we will be discussing about one of the finest thing that JavaScript could produce in the latest version of ECMAScript, that is ES6, is arrow functions. So in this video, we will discuss about what is arrow function, how it is different from a normal general JavaScript function, and majoritarily how they are equal. So so now what is Java? What is arrow function? You can say what is JavaScript arrow function. It is also called as fat arrow functions, right? So what is that? So fat arrow functions is used as same as how a normal generic JavaScript function could use it. So they are, I can say, a 90% of the time works the same with different syntax. So it works the same but with different syntax, and syntactically you can make your code much better in terms of arrow functions. So what are the differences, or why arrow function has a edge above normal JavaScript function is to solve the problem of lexical this. Okay, so it solves the problem of lexical this, but apart from that they both do the same thing with different syntax. So let's start with an example, and you'll try to relate the both. And I hope this video, because arrow function is probably the one of the important or the latest trending topic in JavaScript. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So let me declare a function or a function expression, I can say. This is how you declare a function expression, and then you call that particular function, right? You can say general functions, general JavaScript function expression, right? So if I save it, if I go back here and if I check, I'll get high. There is no surprise. It's a common thing to know, right? So now same thing. How can I do that in an arrow function? Is the question. So come down. We'll paste here. And say arrow functions, right? So how can I do that in arrow function? So in arrow functions, we don't require a function keyword. Okay, in arrow functions, we don't require a function keyword. We can directly take that away. And then after this particular parenthesis, we can add a arrow. We can add a arrow. So arrow is equal to and a greater than sign, right? So now this is a function. So now this is an arrow functions. So if I save, and let me write hello here and just comment this particular thing off. So this will exactly work the same way how a normal function would work. So what did I say? Just remove the function keyword and add an arrow to the next of that parenthesis, so that you will get the same thing. Okay, so you can do it in a one more way. So what does arrow function do is, if you have only one line in a function body, if you have only one line in a function body, you don't need this particular curly braces. You don't need the closing curly braces. And what you can do is you can directly call this here. Okay, so you don't require curly braces at all if you have only one line in the function body. If I go now, yes, you will be getting the same thing. Okay, so this is how syntactically you can write a function in one line, wherein we have to write 3 lines when we are coming to function expression in a normal JavaScript way. So this is one example. We'll go with few other examples too. Give me a moment. So fonts, say hello again. We'll take a simple example so that you can understand the concepts first, and then you can apply that in your project, right? Let us return something. Uh, Return a string. How are you? Okay, more generic. And we'll do a console.log, right? Normally we do a console.log of say hello, right? That's what we do. Okay, we save this, and if we can go there, we get how are you. The function will return a string called as how are you, and that will be displayed in the console. So if I want to write this in a normal arrow function way, so how can I do it? Paste it. And the first change is what you guys have to do. You have to remove the function keyword. Yes. Add a arrow or a fat arrow after that, and see whether you have only one line in the function body. Of course you have one line in the function body. So remove this and remove this, and you take this here and see the changes. Now you are getting an error right away. JavaScript is telling us, okay guys, there is an error, so you have to have the parenthesis. So when you are doing a console.log, you need not have the parenthesis, but when you are doing a return statement, you should have a parenthesis. If I write the parenthesis, right, if I write the parenthesis, I can save, and if I go back, it has been already declared. Okay, we need to comment this particular guy off and save it now and go back, and you get how are you. But to our utter astonishment, we can do it in a much more easy way. I want to reduce this particular piece of code, so I'll take that particular braces, and now if I remove the return to, arrow function will make JavaScript assume that there is braces and there is a keyword called as return. Okay. So now if I save and if I go, you'll get how are you. So when you are working with the return statement, either you should have a curly braces, nor you should take the curly braces and the return statement, and you can only write whatever the function is returning. Okay. So that is one more probably the cool way in which you can write functions in JavaScript, that to arrow functions. So normally, okay, the next example I think we can see is how we can probably use something called as function uh, in an object. How we can return a function normally. So const function, we can say obj is a function, right? Is a function which might return which might return something, right? So we'll say the return will give you an object. Okay. So I can say name money, right? And now if I console.log obj, right? If I save this, if I go back, I'll get that object back. I'll get that object back as name colon money. So now if I use the same function in arrow function, let me just copy this piece of code, all right, and paste it here and just use comment this. I don't require this particular brother function keyword, and then I want an fat arrow, and I don't want, since it is a single line, right? Since it is a single line, I don't want a single statement, a return statement. I don't want that to be in the next line, so I will remove this particular braces first of all. So when I'm removing the braces, I don't want this particular return statement to, right? Just make it in the one line. Okay. So now if I make, what if I save this? What if I save this? So I save it, I'll get undefined. Why do I get undefined? Because the JavaScript will think this as a function body and not the object. Will think this as a function body but not the object. So in order to return an object, if you are not using a return keyword, you have to enclose that with the pair of brackets, right? You have to enclose that with a pair of brackets and save it. Just go and you will get the same object back. Okay, clear? Yeah. So we'll move to the next one, that is how to use a basic parameters inside an arrow function. So we'll declare an arrow function itself. So const I can say multiply is equal to, I mean, first of all, we'll start with something very simple. Square is equal to function, right? And then arrow. So now it will become an arrow function. Now I'll pass a parameter called as a. And now if I do return a star a, right? And then if I do a console.log of square, right? Square of 3. So what should it return? Normally, what should it return? So we have a parameter and we are passing that value to that parameter, and you should return the square root, square of that. So I'll get 9. So if I want to write this in a one liner, I can just remove these braces, as we all know, and just return this here and remove the return keyword, because we don't want the return keyword. It is that simple. Okay, go back, we'll get the same thing. When you are having one parameter, you no need of this particular brackets too. So now you can save it and you can still get 9. So now if there is two parameters, think that we are doing one more example. So mul, right, two parameters, and then you have to pass the value here 3,5, then save it, go back, square is not defined. Okay, it should be mul. So sorry, it should be mul. Save it, we'll get 15, right? So whenever you are using two parameters, you cannot take away your brackets over there. Once you take that particular parenthesis, it will definitely show an error telling that, okay, you got an initializer missing. So you have to have brackets when you are using more than one parameters. But if you're having one parameter, I think you can make use of brackets. Okay, so that's it about arrow function. So these are the similarities, or what you can say, how better you can perform these particular functions in terms of how can I say, mm, in terms of how efficiently or how neatly you can represent your code base while using arrow functions. But now we'll see some of the differences in realizing how better arrow function is, which can solve some of the problems. So in the last video, I have already discussed about understanding this keyword in JavaScript. So what you guys have to do is, if you're really not understood about this keyword in JavaScript, you can make an effort to look into that, and probably we can then I think you can watch this particular video. Okay, so now we'll see about the differences. So let me initialize a class. Okay, so let me use some object oriented concept here. So I have a class of person, and then a constructor function which will take in what to say, probably the first name. Yeah, probably the name, I can say. So this dot name, because this, since it's a constructor function, I have to initialize this to name. This dot name is equal to name. Constructor is a function basically. Okay, so constructor name, this dot name is equal to name. That means this name refers to this particular name inside that particular class. So inside that class, let me initialize let me have a function to just print my print name in function. Okay, print name function. I'm using it as a normal function way, right? So I have the function. So when I have that function, okay, I'll just comment it here telling I'm using general functions in functions here. So inside the class, I have a member function, or a method you can call, so which is a print name function. And what does it do? Let me print this particular name of that particular object after 1 second. Okay, so we have something called a set timeout, which is a JavaScript function which takes in a callback basically, right? Which takes in a callback, and then it will execute after 1000 milliseconds. Okay, or will take 100 milliseconds, or it will take it will display after 1 second basically. So now set timeout is a function which which displays console.log. So what should I do is use with backticks. So I will say functional way name is colon and then pass the value this dot name. Okay. So what does this dot name does? This dot name has to give you the particular name of that. So this is one way of doing this. And after that, let me create a new object of the class person. So const p is equal to new person, then pass the value of money, right? And then what we can do is p dot print name function. So if you can call this and save this and go here, you won't get anything. So you are not getting any particular name here. So it was supposed to get this dot name, right? But we are not getting this when we are using the general function. I'll tell you why. Now we will initialize one more method inside that particular class called as print name arrow. So we'll use an arrow function here. We'll use an arrow function. So we'll say arrow function. This is a big difference, guys. Try to understand arrow function. What does an arrow function do? We'll do the same thing. Set timeout. Set timeout will take a callback function. So we'll use an arrow function here. Arrow and then arrow function. And here we can write console.log of functional way, probably name is, sorry, not functional way, arrow way. Okay, arrow way name is this dot name. Okay, let me call that particular function and save it. And if I go here, I'll get the name as arrow way name is money. Okay, and functional way name is, so I did not give the time, so that's why it was coming a bit early than the other. So now if I save, we'll get as arrow way name is money and functional way name is, I am not getting anything. So why? So this is a main difference, guys. This is the main difference between arrow function and a normal function. Whenever you're using a normal function, right? So what happens is this, since you're working with a class, that means you're instantiating an object. So this particular print name function method is referring to this particular class or this particular object of this particular class or a constructor function of this particular class, okay, or a new object, whatever it is creating. But if you see, there is a set timeout function and this particular callback function is pointing to the window object and not this particular person object. Okay, try to understand. So this particular function, the set timeout function or the function inside the set timeout function is not related to this particular class. This is related to a global function. Okay, this is related to a global function. So now if I can just remove this and show it as just this, okay, just this, probably dollar this, if I can do, it will object, it will point to an object window and not this person object or not the p object. Understand? So that is why we are not getting the data, because general functions in JavaScript, if it is not inside a class or if it is not inside an object, will point to a window object. Okay, and this callback function has nothing to do with this person object. Why? Because this is inside a method. So print name function is will be referring to the person object, but not this. But set timeout will also point to this print name function object, but this callback function is independent of this particular class. So this is doing some different way, and hence normal functions in JavaScript has their own this. That's why we will get a window object. That's why we are not getting the person object's name. But when we are coming to an arrow functions, when we are using an arrow function here, it will not have their own this. So it will take the this of their parent. So which is the parent here? Print name arrow. So print name arrow points to what? It will definitely points to a person object. So that's the main difference between a general function and arrow function. I know in the beginning it is really hard to understand, but try to figure out. General function in JavaScript will be pointing towards a window object. An arrow function will not point to a window object as it doesn't have their own this. So they will point to their parent functions or parent methods reference point. So that is the person object or this particular P. Hence arrow function will give you this particular data, and normal function will not give you this particular data. So that's the main difference between arrow function and normal function, right? So hope you guys understood this particular video. So I'll be coming up with few important JavaScript topics in coming days or coming videos. So I hope this video was helpful. If it is really helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you and stay safe. Okay, bye bye.